Okay, you can sing now, Melody.
Come on, Mike. Push through, Mike. Ooh, ooh. Oh, baby, oh, darling. Oh, baby.
Yeah, gotcha.
He's a jerk.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm
5 to
turning
the hour,
studio
and
up.
we are back. The Lee G News Morning Show. Lee G and Melody. We've got Larry D in the house. Upcoming DVD. PTW's finest. All of that, man. So, Melody.
Yes, sir.
I want you to kind of pay attention right here because, you respect all things that I present to you, and this is something new to you. The indie scene, the professional wrestling scene. As you know, Larry, I travel with the Triple R superstar Reverend Ronnie Roberts, and we met up with you one time in Indiana, and you guys were just kind of training before a show the next day, and I was like, let me have some of that. Because I wanted to see how it felt to take a bump. I always wanted to maybe be a manager or...
Just want to get your feel.
Yeah, I just wanted to, maybe an on-screen personality or something, and I know that if I piss somebody off, that I would have to take a bump.
Right.
So I was like, may I? And you guys were like, well, since we are in the proper place to do so, go ahead. So,
how'd that work out for you?
it didn't work out too well. I did 5 bear crawls around the ring. I think you had me do 50 push-ups, 100 sit-ups,
100 Hindu squats.
100 Hindu squats. And then you was like, you may get into the ring.
Wipe your feet.
I couldn't even stand up.
Right.
Could I?
Right.
I couldn't even, I did the
I think the last I seen you was leaned over that garbage can.
Well, here's the thing. I did the 100 push-ups, did the sit-ups, and the, what else did you have me do? I did the calisthenics.
Right.
But those 5 bear crawls around the ring,
No joke.
it put me on my face. I could not do it. And I actually cheated. I did 4. And the last one, I just kind of was just on my knees. I couldn't.
It takes everything from you,
It
doesn't it?
does. And I was done by that, and then I got into the ring.
That's before you start.
That was before I even started.
Right.
Wow.
So you had me. You showed me what it was, and to all the people, when I say to take a bump in the ring, if Larry D was to punch me in my face and I fall down, I have to know how to fall without hurting myself. Never mind the fact that Larry D's hurting me, kicking my rear end. I almost cussed. Almost.
You did a good job.
Yeah.
Good catch.
But so there is a lot of vigorous training and exercise, and there's a tedious regimen that you have to be dedicated to pull off the art of sports entertainment and professional wrestling. So tell me about what you remember when I crawled into that ring.
I remember very confident, like, I got this. And then it went from, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then, then it went to, hang on one second, I'm going to need to roll out. And then it went to barfing in the garbage can.
I did.
But I think it all goes down to show that you probably, underestimated a little bit, thinking I'm in great shape, like we had talked about during the break. You're in tip-top shape. You work out. You got your body in line and things, and I think a lot of people believe that coming in, and then they get their first taste of it.
Yeah, because that's not good enough.
Right.
That's not going to cut it.
I'm a power lifter. I do not mess with cardio.
Uh-huh.
I'm a power lifter. I should mess with cardio. Let me put that in there. But I do not. But I just like to lift heavy weights. But when I get in the wrestling ring, I can wrestle 30 minutes, 40 minutes at times, and you would think that I would be ready to get sick and throw up and puke. But no, really, I might breathe a little heavy when I get back through there, but just a good bottle of water takes care of me. But that's from 17 years of wrestling in 16, 18, and 20 by 20 rings, and you train yourself to get there. I think that's my cardio.
That's what I was gonna ask. So there's a wrestling
Right.
You know, if it's
Yeah, he might be able to go run
Right.
5 miles on the
Right.
treadmill,
Right.
and no problem.
Right.
I'm not even going to go a mile, like,
Yeah.
I cut, you know, but
Mhm.
I can go wrestle 17, 25,
Right.
30 minutes
Right.
Yeah.
and be just fine.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
see,
Okay.
you can be a tip-top shape, a top physical specimen.
Right.
But what I learned firsthand, and I know and respect this also, but I went through the regimen myself. There is a wrestling wind that you
Yes.
have to have.
Yes.
That there's a shape. An old term that we use. You got to get in football shape.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
in the wrestling ring, there is a certain physical acclimation that you have to achieve. You're not gonna get it once or twice. It takes like I said on the break, I believe you have to be in love with this to do this. You're not doing it for a check.
You're right.
This isn't a job. This is a lifestyle.
You're right.
You know.
Larry, tell us about that. Like how you feel about what he's saying. Like this is something. This is your passion.
It is a passion. It is, and it's just gotten to the last 2 years, to be honest with you, to where I can pay some bills with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've been blessed enough with a job that I can up my schedule.
Yeah.
And I've been taking a lot more. I've been wrestling 5 and 6 times a week.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's been beneficial.
Yeah.
But it takes long years
Yeah.
of being away for Thanksgiving
Yeah.
and Christmas
Yeah.
and such. And but yeah, I mean, if you stick to it, it's like
Yeah.
anything else. It pays off in the end, and I
Okay.
feel like it's paying off.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are good because I mean I know you two guys personally. I'm speaking of Reverend Ronnie Roberts and legendary Larry B. You guys stay booked,
Right.
and that doesn't come by you just knowing people.
Right.
You know the product is good.
This,
And I've been with him all over. Not only our home town, our home base promotion PTW Georgetown, and we also do Cynthiana too.
Right.
Central Kentucky PTW. But I've been with you to Eastern Kentucky as well.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we
Apparently
went
there's a
down
I
there?
remember very well
Do you
when we went to Eastern Kentucky.
apparently there was a story.
Oh my God. Okay. If you are a faithful constituent of the Legion News Morning Show, you remember back in June when I got back from a Sunday wrestling show and I went live Monday morning on the air and I told you about how I barely escaped the claws of justice
Yeah.
down in Pikeville, Pineville, wherever we was, by God.
He's ready to put us in the holler
Oh,
in the holler jail.
Please don't.
I'm
Yes.
serious.
So
Yes.
you gave me a version,
I did.
but then there's your version, Larry.
Oh yeah. He dipped on us. I don't know what happened. They came in deep and that lead was out.
Oh man.
No, we may have had what
30 or 40.
1 or 2 40 beers
Oh, 240.
when we got there. I mean, it was just innocent. We
Yeah.
got we wasn't driving. We were just riding. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't driving.
I straight. Well, we get like 18 on the way.
18. We knocked 18 down in
In
an
like an
hour.
hour. So
Oh, God.
we had to stop, and I had to get 30 more because it was a long night. And
Let me stop you. Let me stop you right there. So we get in the car. It's 4 of us. The 2 others shall remain nameless. We get in the car and we get the 18 pack, and I'm going beer for beer with Larry. And he's like, "Oh snap! This little guy can,
Right.
Right.
I knew he was checking because after the second or third or fourth, people will drink the first 2 just to party with you or whatever. But then after the 3rd or 4th, and that becomes the 6th or 7th, then you notice, oh, this is a beer drinker. And I could tell that Larry was impressed with my beer
I was
drinking.
not expecting it.
So when we had to like I said, we ran through that 18
In
in an hour.
no time.
And so I'm
Pulling
thinking,
here, I got to take a pit stop.
so I'm thinking when we pull over to get gas and more beer, I'm thinking Larry's coming out with another 18. Oh no, it was 30 this time.
Oh,
We had to find some ice.
Yeah.
I think I had like a garbage bag cooler. Remember that? Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some ice out there, honey.
Yes.
Yeah, it was bad.
Okay.
It was bad.
So at this time we have the 30 beers and we've got another, 45 minutes to go.
Right.
So pick it up from there, please.
So we got there, and once we got probably 8 or 9 more in,
Yeah.
we make it to the venue, which is it's hot as ever
Yeah.
because it was like summertime.
Yeah.
And it was on this baseball field, so we got there extremely early.
We did.
So we just door open, popping, drinking,
Yeah.
and then the show starts.
we were feathers to the wind by that point.
So, for some reason, my boy here keeps going to this blue car that he just don't know whose car it is, officer.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm with Larry D.
Right.
And another, professional wrestler of stature and size. So I figured it would be promiscuous if I was the one that did the running back and forth for the drinks. We're dry. I'll go back and do it.
Right.
So yeah, I was running back
Well,
and forth to the car.
The thing is the show, if you had watched the show, you're going to need to drink anyway.
Oh yes.
And I believe that's sort of my other brother told the officer, was like, sir, if you had seen this wrestling show, you'd want to drink as well.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, well, he was on the other side.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I mean, it was harmless. I feel like we're just sitting in the dugout, just having, not making a noise, not causing
At
a
all.
scene, just watching.
At all.
And then next thing I know,